He's 75.
Hey, Mozzie coming down black stairs. Black.
Oh my god, bro.
Job.
You see that shit? Hey guys, just want to make a quick video for you. So I just wanted to share some exercises and tricks that have to do with aiming, you know. These tricks definitely really help me become a better player, I think. And so I just wanted to show you guys. These are my stats this season. So 1.32 KD. Last season in America it was 1.18. I definitely feel like my aim has been a lot better. Mostly solo queued and Emberize as well, opposed from last season. So I definitely think I've grown a lot as a player. And so these are just some of the ways that I've been able to really dial in my aiming. So one other thing to point out is I'm clearly not a diamond. You can see my overview. Um, I've Plat 2's been the highest rank. So I started down. I started before Operation Health. That was the first season I got ranked. I was bronze 1, so I've definitely came a really long way over the seasons. But I feel like moving from becoming a gold player to a platinum player, I've definitely, learned a couple things that I think help a lot of other people also trying to make that jump. So to practice aiming, I mainly use kovaaks. So just in this last season, I've been doing a lot more kovaaks, getting a little bit more serious about my aiming, trying to progress a little bit more. Um, so what I used to do is just plug in the standard hip fire sensitivity and just go off that. But what I learned is using your actual sensitivity for ACOG and the actual FOV for ACOG. Same thing for like a one-time scope. The FOV changes a little bit, so it's definitely better to practice with those numbers opposed from just the standard hip fire. So first of all, I'm going to show you guys how to calculate this so that you can get the FOV for kovaaks as well as the sensitivity. So this is my R6 sensitivity. Hip fire is 12, ADS 83, and FOV is also 83. So the multiplier, mine's default. The majority of people is going to be default. There's a lot of videos to go look up and figure out how to change that, but chances are if you don't know how to change it, it's going to be 0.02 like mine. So this is going to be the basic equation for the ADS sensitivity for any one-time site. So it's going to be the FOV. Mine is 83, so it's going to be 83 times the multiplier, which mine is default, 0.02, times 0.6, which is the modifier for any one-time site, as you can see here in this chart Ubisoft gives us. So if you multiply that out, and then multiply that by the hip fire sensitivity, which mine is 12, this equation here comes out to like 0.9996 or something like that. So when you multiply that to the hip fire sensitivity, it almost comes out as the same thing. That's because my ADS sensitivity is 83. Anything different than that is going to like slightly change. And then so yeah, 0.6 is the optic modifier shown in this chart. So next, what we're going to have to calculate out is the FOV for one-time sites. So the FOV for me is 74.7. And I calculated that by taking my FOV 83, multiplying it by the optic modifier given by the chart. So 83 times 0.6 for any one-time scopes or iron sights. So that gave me 74.7. So when you're in kovaaks and you plug in your own calculated ADS sensitivity and ADS FOV, it will give you a an accurate representation in kovaaks so that you can train like you're aiming down sights with a one-time scope. So the next thing is the ACOG sight. So to calculate the sensitivity for ACOG, it's not going to come out to exactly the same as the hip fire sensitivity like the one-time scopes did. Um, so it's going to be the FOV again times the multiplier 0.02 unless you changed it, and then times the optic modifier, which given to us by Ubisoft is 0.35. So once you multiply that out, take that answer and multiply it by your hip fire sensitivity, which mine is 12. And that will give you the sensitivity for ADSing with an ACOG sight. After that, what you do is get your FOV for the ACOG ADSing. So that's gonna be 83. So again, just like the one-time sight, 83 times the optic modifier for the ACOG 5. That's going to come out to 29.05. So now we're over here in kovaaks. You can see first I sent the sensitivity scale to flex rainbow 6. I set the sensitivity to 12 since that's what my ADS for one-time scopes are. And then I set the FOV to 74.7. Confirm. And so for any one-time scopes, the exercises that I like to do, first I like to do the tile frenzy 180s. So that'll help out a lot with like a full range of muscle memory for aiming. So it goes all the way around like that. You get that full range. And so I usually, warm up a little bit and then do challenges. That way I can just kind of check my progress to see, am I improving? Do I maybe need to do a couple more? Because it will give you like a specific points of how well you did in that challenge. After that, what I like to do is usually a tile frenzy standard one. So this is kind of like the basic tile frenzy for kovaaks. Uh, so you get this just, it's not too small, not too big. Um, like the 180, it's a little bit smaller than that. You can go a lot faster. Um, and then after that, tile frenzy standard 3. So that's gonna be a little bit farther away. Um, so another important thing to note is might want to also be pushing down the right mouse button. So in kovaaks, I changed the button mapping so that the right mouse button doesn't do anything. That way, I can feel like I'm actually ADSing, a little bit more realistic as well, since I am using the one-time scope ADSing FOV um, and the one-time scope ADS sensitivity. So after I do those, what I like to do is um, practice like far distance aiming, so really, really small movements, just so I can practice that a little bit better. That helps a lot with like micro adjustments. And then after that, finish up the one-time scopes with the CS bots aim. So, just go around easy. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the values up to my ACOG sensitivity and FOV. So the ones that I calculated out for my specific sensitivity, it's going to be 6.972 for the sensitivity and 29.05 for FOV. So the reason, I'll point out another reason why I use kovaaks and not something like aim labs. I'm not 100% sure, but I know for a fact kovaaks, you can set the FOV all the way down to something like 9.05. Um, I'm not sure if something like aim labs can do that, but if it does, then it's free, so go with that one too. So what I like to do with the ACOG ADS FOV and sensitivity is like really small like this. So this is actually the same size as the micro adjustment tile frenzy I did for the one-time scopes. Um, but I'm just using the ACOG FOV and sensitivity. So you can practice through that a little bit. That helps with the micro adjustments as well for ACOG. And then I also like to do a lot of the CS bots. So that's nicer for, some of the bigger ranging shots. So go all the way to almost 180 degrees. So that's definitely a really good one. Um, and then also the one wall six targets small. That's another good one for just because it's smaller targets. So it's a little bit nicer with the ACOG and sensitivity. Really practice that for your spawn peeking and everything like that. If you're toxic dock main. Um, so yeah, that's just kind of like my um tip on practicing that sensitivity because using the ACOG FOV and the one-time scope FOV and sensitivities are definitely going to help you a lot more than just using the standard hip fire. So I definitely would recommend doing that, practicing that a little bit more. It definitely did help me a lot. I definitely feel like I'm a lot more in control with my aim this season over any other season. Yeah, if you guys definitely give this a try if you haven't. Um, Let me know if it works for you because I would love to hear if others found this really helpful as well. All right, that's all I got.